What if I told you that some towns in the United States are literally paying people to move there? Real money, not discounts, not promises, but cash straight into your bank account. Sounds fake, right? Like one of those too good to be true internet ads. But this is real, and it's already happening across America. Small towns are quietly offering thousands of dollars, free land, tax breaks, and bonuses to anyone willing to pack their life and move. But here's the part nobody talks about. They're not doing this because they're generous. They're doing it because they're desperate. See, for decades, people have been leaving small towns, moving to big cities, chasing better jobs, better lifestyles, better opportunities. And when people leave, a town doesn't collapse overnight. It slowly bleeds. Schools lose students, businesses shut down, hospitals struggle, and the local economy starts gasping for air. So these towns made a radical decision. If people won't come naturally, we'll pay them to come. And on paper, it sounds like a dream. Get paid to live somewhere cheaper, quieter, less crowded. But reality always has a second layer, and that's where the catch lives. Because once you look closer, the money isn't free. It's bait, and every bait has a hook. First, you usually can't just move and collect the cash. There are strict requirements. You need a full-time remote job or a specific profession. You must earn a minimum income. You have to buy a house or sign a long-term lease, and you're required to stay for years, not months, years. Leave early and you pay the money back, sometimes with penalties. And that's just the legal side. The emotional side is heavier, because moving to a small town isn't just a location change, it's a lifestyle shift. Your social circle shrinks, privacy disappears, everyone knows who you are, what you do, when you moved in, and sometimes why you moved in at all. You're not anonymous anymore, you're the new person, and in small towns, that label can last for years. Another thing they don't advertise is opportunity limitation. Sure, you might work remotely now, but what if you lose that job? What if your career changes? Big cities give you options. Small towns give you commitment. And that commitment can feel like a cage if you're not prepared. Some people move thinking they'll save money, only to realize there's nothing to do. No networking, no growth, and fewer resources. Others discover that healthcare, education, and services are limited compared to what they left behind. And then there's the social expectation. No contract mentions this, but it's there. These towns don't just want your presence, they want your participation. They want you at local events, volunteering, joining committees, supporting local businesses, being visible. Because to them, you're not just a resident, you're an investment, and investments are expected to give returns. Some people love that sense of belonging. Others feel trapped by it. Yet, despite all this, many people still say it was the best decision they ever made. Lower cost of living, quieter life, stronger community, and the chance to actually be needed, not just another number in a crowded city. For the right person, this deal is a shortcut to a better life, but for the wrong person, it becomes a slow regret. Because money can move your body, but it can't move your mindset. And that's the real catch. These towns aren't paying you to move, they're paying you to stay, to commit to a life most people ran away from. And before you judge them, remember this, they're not villains, they're survivors fighting extinction. The real question isn't why are they paying people to move. The real question is, are you the kind of person who can live with the price that comes after the money runs out?
And what makes this even more interesting is that the people who succeed in these towns are rarely the ones chasing the money. They're the ones chasing stability. Because once the excitement of getting paid to move fades, real life starts. The mornings are quieter, the streets feel emptier, and the rhythm of the town moves slower than anything you're used to. And at first, that calm feels peaceful, almost healing. But over time, it forces you to confront something cities never let you face, yourself. There's no constant distraction, no endless options, no crowd to disappear into. And for some people, that silence becomes clarity, while for others, it becomes pressure. Because small towns don't forgive uncertainty easily. They reward consistency, routine, and long-term thinking. If you treat the move like a temporary experiment, the town feels cold, distant, and unforgiving. But if you commit, something strange happens. Doors open faster than you expect. Neighbors help without being asked. Opportunities appear not because they're advertised, but because people talk and word spreads. That's how these places work. Reputation travels faster than internet speed, and one wrong impression can follow you for years. That's another hidden cost no one mentions in the brochures. You don't get to reset your image every weekend like in a big city. You live with the version of yourself people see, and that version matters more than your resume. Another reality is that innovation moves slower. Trends arrive late and sometimes never arrive at all. If you're someone who feeds off constant change, this environment trains you. But if you're someone who values predictability, it becomes powerful. And that's why these towns carefully choose who they offer money to. They're not looking for dreamers, they're looking for anchors. People who will build families, buy homes, pay taxes, and keep the lights on. Because every person who leaves creates a hole that costs more than just population, it costs identity. And when identity fades, a town becomes just a name on a map. So the incentives keep growing year after year, bigger checks, bigger promises, because the problem keeps getting worse. Young people aren't returning, birth rates are falling, and automation is killing the few remaining local jobs. Remote work was supposed to save small towns, and in some cases it did, but only temporarily, because remote workers are mobile by nature, and mobility is the enemy of commitment. That's why the contracts are strict, the rules are tight, and the expectations are heavy. They're trying to turn flexible people into permanent residents, and that's a hard conversion to make. Some succeed and become the future of the town. Others leave quietly, counting the days until their obligation ends. And when they go, the town is left exactly where it started, searching for the next person to convince. And that cycle continues, because the truth is, no amount of money can fix a place if the reason people left was deeper than economics. Sometimes it's culture, sometimes it's isolation, sometimes it's lack of opportunity, and money can't replace momentum. Yet, despite all of this, these programs keep expanding because for a few people, they actually work, and those few become proof that the idea isn't crazy, just selective. So if you'll ever see an ad saying, "Get paid to move to America," don't ask how much they're offering. Ask why they need you so badly. Because when a town is willing to pay for your presence, it means your presence has value, and value always comes with responsibility. The money is just the invitation. The lifestyle is the real contract. Once you sign it, there's no easy exit, only adaptation.